Yo guys, welcome back to a brand new video. So the more this situation unfolds, the worse Ava Kris Tyson looks, and in all fairness, even with what had come out in the first place, Ava Kris Tyson already looks like a massive pedophile. I honestly can't even say looks like, it's pretty much confirmed Ava Kris Tyson is a pedophile. Anyways, a creator named Nate Wayman, or his YouTube channel going by Still Not Nate, released a video talking about his experience with Ava Kris Tyson in a Discord that he moderated at the age of 15, which also happened to be an NSFW server.
Kris Tyson from Mr. Beast used me, manipulated me, and did very inappropriate things with me while I was about 15 years old. I was actually friends with Lava GS at the time, who is the main victim of Kris that everyone has been talking about these last few days, who claims he isn't a victim, but we all know he is, and we all know he probably got paid off. This Discord server that we were a part of had about 10 people in it, most of whom were minors. I'm not sure how they got in there, other than me and Lava. He won a giveaway, and Kris invited him after that. And Kris invited me after I saw one of his tweets asking for help setting up a Garry's Mod server for the 10 million subscriber Mr. Beast video. This turned into us having lots of private conversations with Kris and playing video games with him for hours on end. Not only did we do a lot of unpaid work for him that he promised he would pay us for, he would also frequently bring up sexual topics that was definitely not appropriate to bring up around 15, 16-year-olds, especially with him being like, I don't know, 20, 21 years old. He would even go as far as linking me several different porn and hentai videos throughout the time of me talking with him. Not only that, but he had an NSFW bot in his Discord server before he made it public. So when it was just a private server, his little circle of minors. And he would use this NSFW bot to spam different corn images, alongside all these 15-year-olds. He would also frequently call me dad and daddy, as well as the others, which I guess we all kind of just took as a joke at the time. You have to think this is someone who we looked up to at the time, we idolized, we thought was the coolest person in the world, so they couldn't really do any wrong in our eyes. But looking back, I was definitely uncomfortable at being called daddy by a 20-year-old. Even just thinking about it now, it's just uncomfortable. This server later went public and became his official Discord server, but before it did, he had me and Lava spend multiple days scrubbing this Discord server clean of all of the N-words he had sent in it, as well as his friends, as well as deleting the NSFW channels and making sure no one could see that he was spamming corn.
So for a quick piece of context, Lava is somebody that was also in the server at the time, who is a moderator, and again at the time also around the same age as Nate. This is the person who is claiming they were not groomed by Ava Kris Tyson despite being exposed to all sorts of porn and graphic material. At this point, that's not even really up for discussion. I think Lava's just in severe denial, or he got paid a shitload of money. Despite that, he's still defending Ava Kris Tyson on his Twitter, backtracking and backpedaling, and it's fucking embarrassing, but I'll get into that in a bit. Now, preceding this video that Nate had made, Lava makes a tweet that someone had tagged him in and said, "Yes, I know him. A lot of the statements he made in that video about me are completely untrue. I was friends with him, we played games together and worked on the Discord. He was later removed from the Discord because of how unstable he was. He would lash out and verbally attack other members of the team. I never sent him any contract and I have not been under any NDA since 2022. I have not received any payment nor are any of my socials monetized. I did inform him that he might be offered a job to help work in Minecraft videos around the time I was, but this never happened. We did not scrub the Discord clean of racist remarks or porn. We did convert the Discord from a private one to a public one in a day, after it had been made public. This involves setting up moderation bots and channel permissions. We also had never done unpaid work. At no point was there any agreement that we would be paid for anything we worked on. Nathan has since deleted his Discord messages between me and him. He also deleted his original Discord account. Nathan was more involved with Jake the Viking. Here's a video with Nathan in it and being tagged as the editor. The video is just them playing Fortnite. Now, I think the funniest thing about people who lie about shit like this and think that it'll blow over by lying about it is that they don't wait for someone to actually release the proof. I presume Lava just kind of sat there thinking, oh, there's no way that these people could find these old messages of Kris Tyson asking for pictures of my butthole. Those are long gone. Anyways, I'm going to use the tweets of the person he credited for the leaks of the messages, which were all downloaded from several years back. His name on Twitter is Ballsfish, and at this point he has countless screenshots of the server. So starting off here are screenshots that the server did exist, where there was a private server. Chris's private server. Ian shit paid. Chris's private server. He then posts a message where hentai is posted in the server, and Kris asks for the source of the hentai. And again, for clarification, majority of this server was composed of minors. Now, Nate had posted this one on his Twitter, where he's having a conversation about how the NSFW channel came to be in the server. The conversation starts with Nathan saying, "I made the NSFW channel, put that blame on me." Brooke responds, "Honestly, why though?" He says, "Because I was asked to, by," and he responds with, "by Kris." So Kris was the one who asked Nathan to make the NSFW channel in the first place. Brooke then says, "I do think it's a bit inappropriate and should be limited to those who are actually of the appropriate age, because it's open to everyone, is it not? In my opinion, there should be a bit more of a restriction on it." And Chris's message is below saying, "Is there even a way to do that?" So he was well aware of that channel existing. Obviously, he told Nate to make it, and he was well aware that everyone had access to it. And I don't even have to say this, but it is insanely fucking creepy being a grown-ass adult and inviting children to a server that you ask one of them to make a porn channel. Here's another message between Kris and a few people. "Make a chat called Server Secrets and give everyone active here right now perm to join. You're asking for a lot. Fire up the hentai archives, kids, because Kris is ready to fire up the lotion and get to yoinking. Hentai. I'm gonna take a quick piss. I have so much I'm ready to post. We're about to dump so many traps though. Worth it." I think this message was from beforehand. They must have posted some weird shit in the anime channel. Someone says, "Hentai posting starts when?" Kris says, "Okay everyone, this never happened. Griffin, purge it once this is done. We can make a separate channel and delete it." Of course nothing happened here. Not a bad idea. Now these next messages were posted by Cope and Seed on Twitter, where it shows multiple people, mostly children, especially Lava, who was also one of the minors in the server, referring to Kris as dad or daddy. These messages aren't as bad. They're mostly just talking about cleaning up the server, just fixing up words that have like retard or the N-word or gay in it, so they can get partnership for the server once they go public. And one of these messages that was even by Nate said, "I don't think Kris has said anything that hasn't been deleted." So that's just to confirm that the server they're talking about is the one with Kris in it. And this screenshot shows a conversation about an altercation they're having with the NSFW channel, where someone says, "Alright, I purged the chat. Come on guys, let's get along. There's no need to argue. We're all chosen with power, even though you might not be friends. Don't display where everyone has to see it. I like all of you and hate to see everything falling apart. Here is the thing. The NSFW chat is definitely two-sided, and I totally understand and see both sides. How about we come to a conclusion? I was also in a voice channel, and Kris wants to keep it, which is totally understandable. It's not even a fucking surprise. Of course he wants to keep it. I also have an idea to make the channel a little bit safer. How about we make a role called 18+, and we manually give it to the people we know is in age. This way we can all relax and not have to worry." Kris replies with, "It would be a lot of work. LOL. I mean, this being an excuse to not prevent minors to seeing a porn channel is already bad enough, but like what work is he even doing here? Because majority of the server is being run by these children that he's practically hired. I mean, it's pretty obvious that a child set up the channel. A child is running the channel. Like, what an asinine comment. There's another message from Kris where he says, "Gonna put the link to the Discord in my story. Make sure NSFW is locked down to only gods and anointed." Where Nate, the one who made the video, said, "This is a bad idea." And here they have a conversation about demoting people who are under the age of 18 so they can't see the NSFW. This shouldn't even be a fucking conversation. This should just have been done in the first place. This should not like have been like, you like reading the conversation, they make it so fucking complicated. This should have been a conversation with Kris and another adult that was running the server. It should have been as simple as check which mods are not above the age of 18 and bar any SFW content from them. Preceding that, verify new members to make sure they're above the age of 18. But Kris is just like, nah, let's just let the children decide what to do with the channel scattered with hentai. And here's another conversation of someone in the server saying that they were given God roll for suggesting a hentai bot. It was also speculated that Jimmy was in the server and left sometime in February 2020. This is just speculation, but honestly, at this fucking point, in my opinion, I wouldn't be surprised if he was in there. I wouldn't be surprised if he knew about all of this and didn't say anything about it. And I wouldn't really be surprised if he didn't give a shit. I doubt I even have to mention it, but the server has been completely purged of these messages. I think it was even deleted, but obviously Kris is trying to hide this. Now, anyways, back to Lava. Preceding this video coming out and all these messages coming out, Lava makes a new tweet. Based on the recent screenshots and messages, I would like to say a statement about the Discord. This was 5 or 6 years ago, and I thought I had a good memory of the situation. He thought he had a good memory. Instead of just saying, oh, well, there might be some parts that I don't remember or I missed, just start fucking backpedaling. Oh, well, Guys, I forgot. I have dementia. Anyways, he goes on and saying, after reading the chat logs, this stuff was inappropriate and wrong. I spoke based on my memory of the situation, and I still do not remember these conversations, but they definitely happened. I don't believe this shit at all. This dude got his panties in a twist because he was about to get demoted from his role and was going on a fucking rant saying how somebody else in the server hates everything he does and all the decisions he makes. Like, I don't believe that you would forget that. He continues and says, these conversations should not have happened with the people at the age I was at the time. I strongly condemn them. I still believe I am not a grooming victim, but these conversations should not have happened with me and any other minor in this Discord. I was a minor in this situation and not the adult influencer who shouldn't have allowed this to happen. I did not see this wrong at the time. See, here's the thing though. Nobody was blaming the kids. They're blaming Kris. They're blaming Kris for grooming kids and showing them adult content that they didn't need to be exposed to. People don't like what you're saying now because you're a grown-ass adult and you're still dick-riding this piece of shit who is talking to minors and showing them stuff like this. Anyways, afterwards he makes another tweet and says, I appreciate everyone taking this tweet as me talking about everything I've stated about Ava Tyson. It is not. This is only about the Discord logs, and the reason I spoke on my memory being bad is if I have thousands of conversations in this Discord. I did not speak to Ava 24/7 even before the Discord server. We spoke a few times a week, and that's why I'm able to remember what actually happened between me and her. I still believe the other allegations deserve to be investigated. I'm not defending the actions of Ava. Also, the great cleansing is not related to the original cleaning the Discord statement Nathan made, and he knows that. This great cleansing was years after the server went public. We were talking about scrubbing any word that might be against TOS so we could get a Discord partnership. This includes words like boomer, porn, cum, and others. Below is more logs from that Discord confirming that. I still do not remember the NSFW channel stuff, but it's been proven to have existed from logs. Again, I think this is bullshit. Nate even talks about this in his video, how there was an NSFW channel and how he was basically set up to moderate it, and him and other people, Lava being one of them. Somehow that doesn't refresh his memory, so he just goes, Nate's fucking lying, and says that publicly. I think that's a load of horse shit. Anyways, that's all I got. If you guys enjoyed, thank you for watching, and come back for the next.